Are you ready to discover the truth behind the ancient mysteries? The Book of Enoch holds the key to uncovering shocking secrets scientists have been unable to explain. Join us as we unveil the hidden knowledge of the past in a journey that will make your jaw drop. The Book of Enoch is an ancient Jewish text, ascribed by tradition to the great-grandfather of Noah. The book contains unique and complex stories on the creation of the universe, the origin of evil and angels, as well as a vivid vision of the afterlife. Its mysterious and prophetic content has shaken the scientific community, as its stories appear to predate the Bible and other ancient texts. Brace yourself for a fantastic trip across time and space. The Book of Enoch is an ancient Jewish text that is believed to have been written during the 2nd century. The text is a collection of writings attributed to Enoch, a figure from the Bible who is said to have walked with God and was taken to heaven without experiencing death. The Book of Enoch is not part of the canon of the Hebrew Bible, but it is considered part of the canon by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. The book contains various types of writing, including apocalyptic visions, a history of the fallen angels, and a description of the world's end. The Book of Enoch also describes several mysterious and unexplained phenomena, such as the origins of fallen angels, the existence of giants, and the nature of the universe. The Book of Enoch describes the existence of fallen angels, also known as the Watchers. These angels are said to have rebelled against God and descended to earth, where they began interacting with human beings. The text claims that the fallen angels taught humans forbidden knowledge, including the secrets of metalworking, cosmetics, and magic. This knowledge was said to have been the source of much of human civilization's technological advancement. The Watchers are portrayed as having a human-like appearance, with the ability to speak, eat, and procreate. The idea of fallen angels who descended to earth and interacted with human beings raises several questions. For example, what was the nature of the forbidden knowledge that the Watchers taught humans? How did this knowledge lead to the advancement of human civilization? And what was the true nature of the giant offspring of the Watchers and mortal women? The Book of Enoch provides an interesting perspective on the origins of humanity, civilization, and the universe. It presents an alternative explanation to the scientific basis of the universe's origins based on the Big Bang Theory. The text is shrouded in mystery and has been rejected by mainstream religious authorities, but it is a text that has been revered by some as a source of hidden knowledge and wisdom. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text, describes the existence of giants known as the nephilim. The Watchers were enamored by the beauty of human women and decided to take them as wives. The union between the Watchers and mortal women gave rise to a race of giant offspring known as the nephilim. These giants were said to have been the source of many legends about monsters and other supernatural beings that down through the centuries. The nephilim are described as being significantly taller and more robust than the average human. They were said to have been mighty warriors with extraordinary physical abilities and intelligence. Some scholars have suggested that the Nephilim were the source of the myths and legends of giants that can be found in many cultures around the world. The existence of giants in the Book of Enoch raises many questions. For example, how did the union between the Watchers and human women give rise to giant offspring? Was this union a result of genetic manipulation or some other form of advanced technology? And what happened to the Nephilim after they were born? The Book of Enoch describes the punishment of the Watchers, but it does not provide much information about the fate of the Nephilim. Some scholars have suggested that the Nephilim were destroyed in flood, as described in the Bible, while others believe that they survived and continued to live among humans. The idea of giants is not unique to the Book of Enoch. Giants can be found in the myths and legends of many cultures around the world. The ancient Greeks had the Cyclops, the ancient Egyptians had the Hikakisud, and many Native American tribes had stories of giant beings. The existence of giants in the Book of Enoch adds a new dimension to understanding human history and mythology. It provides an interesting perspective on the origins of humanity, civilization, and the universe and raises many questions that are still not fully understood. The concept of giants is not unique to the Book of Enoch, but it is an essential aspect of the text that is worth exploring and discussing. The Book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text, describes the concept of the abyss, a deep and dark prison where the fallen angels, known as the Watchers, are held until the end of the world. According to the text, the Watchers rebelled against God and descended to earth, where they began interacting with human beings. God was angered by the Watchers' rebellion and decided to punish them by confining them to the abyss. The Watchers are said to be held there until the end of the world, when they will be judged and punished for their transgressions. The concept of the abyss is a central aspect of the Book of Enoch's narrative and serves as a reminder of the consequences of rebellion against God. The Watcher's confinement to the abyss is a punishment for their transgressions, and their eventual release is a reminder that their punishment will not be eternal, and they will be judged and punished at the end of the world. The abyss is also seen as a symbolic representation of the darkness and chaos that exists in the world. The Watcher's confinement to the abyss represents the darkness and chaos they brought to the world by teaching humanity forbidden knowledge. The abyss can also be seen as a symbol of the evil in the world and the forces that work against the will of God. The concept of the abyss in the Book of Enoch serves as a reminder of the consequences of rebellion against God and the existence of darkness and chaos in the world. It is a powerful symbol that adds depth to the text's narrative and provides an interesting perspective on the nature of good and evil. According to the text, the universe was created by God in a series of stages, with each step being ruled by a different angelic being. The first stage of the creation of the universe, as described in the Book of Enoch, is the creation of the heavens and the earth. God is said to have created the heavens and the earth in a state of perfection, with everything in its proper place and order. The text speaks of the creation of the stars and the heavenly bodies, the earth and the oceans, and the creation of light and the darkness, day and night. The second stage of the creation process is the creation of the luminaries. The text describes the design of the sun, the moon, and the stars, which were created to give light to the earth and serve as signs for the seasons and the times. The Book of Enoch also speaks about the 4 seasons and how these seasons were created for the benefit of humanity and all living creatures. The third stage of the creation process is the creation of plants and animals. God is said to have created all the plants and animals and placed them on the earth to provide food for humanity. The text speaks of creating various plants, trees, and animals, each with a specific purpose and function. The Book of Enoch's description of the universe's origin is undoubtedly unique and raises many questions. Why did the Watchers disobey God's command? Why were their offspring so violent and destructive? And what is the ultimate fate of the universe and its inhabitants? One possible interpretation is that the story is a moral lesson about the dangers of disobedience and the consequences of turning away from God. The Watcher's decision to marry human women and have children with them is seen as a symbol of the corruption of human society and the potential for evil to arise from within. The flood in the final judgment can be seen as God's way of wiping the slate clean and restoring order to the universe. Another interpretation is that the story reflects the ancient people's understanding of the world around them. The giants in the flood may be based on levels and legends passed down through generations, with religious and moral elements added later. Whatever the case, the Book of Enoch offers a fascinating and thought-provoking perspective on the universe's origin and the nature of God's relationship with humanity. It reminds us that there are many different ways to understand the world and our place, and that there is always more to discover and explore. The Book of Enoch is a text that reveals shocking mysteries that scientists can't explain. It provides a different perspective on the origins of humanity, civilization, and the universe. The text is shrouded in mystery and has been rejected by mainstream religious authorities, but it is a text that has been revered by some as a source of hidden knowledge and wisdom. If you want to see more mysterious videos, click on video links on your screens to watch our other videos in the same interest. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.